table because this thing is barely up there. I bought it for the last 10 minutes. Good morning. Excuse my sister for coffee. Can you hear me and everything besides on, physically? She's literally right across the table from me. I appreciate her being here all the time. She comes in and says hi, and then if she's busy, she's busy. Use the scissors for cooking. Anyway, so please be mindful in the comments, in the chat, and don't be judging each other. This is a judgment-free zone for AA meetings, and that is exactly what it is. Please just be kind. Not everybody here is a recovering alcoholic. They might just be here to listen, or they're trying to learn how to deal with somebody who is getting sober, or help with ways of maybe helping them get sober. So, anyways, I'm Sandra, and I'm an alcoholic.
I'm Lily. I'm an alcoholic.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I put in the description what we're reading, the book, the page, the name, the step, tradition, whatever it is. I put it there in the more spot on the YouTube. But I do try to put it in all the time on Facebook as well. Sometimes I forget to say I'm going live, so that's AA for you. We are not perfect people. Never claim to be and don't want to be. Anyways. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defective characters. Ryder, come here.
If you lay down.
Come here. Come here. He ain't gonna come to me. He's being a booger today. 7, humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. This is Ryder. For anybody who has not met him, he is a handful. Anyways, he's begging. You can't have those. Where are we? 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continue to take personal inventory and when wrong, promptly admit it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. And 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. And because we are reading the traditions right now, I'm going to read those too. 1, our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends on AA unity. 2, for our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as He may express Himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. 3, the only requirement for AA membership is the desire to stop drinking. 4, Each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose: to carry its message to the alcoholic who so suffers. 6. An AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprises, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8. Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11. Our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. And 12. Anonymity is a spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. We are on tradition 11. On page 180. Our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and film. A radio program. And still another, we saw a moving picture, or we saw something about AA on television. It is no exaggeration to say that half of AA's memberships have been led to us through channels like these. The inquiring voices are not all alcoholics or their families. Doctors read medical papers about Alcoholics Anonymous and call for more information. Clergymen see articles in their church journals and also make inquiries. Employers learn that great corporations have set their approval upon us and wish to discover what can be done about alcoholism in their own firms. Therefore, a great responsibility fell upon us to develop the best possible public relations policy for Alcoholics Anonymous through many painful experiences. We think we have arrived at...
Froze.
Huh?
You froze.
Oh. Did it come back?
Hang on, let me check. Yeah.
It might be yours.
Okay, let me look. Probably my phone.
Huh?
Yeah, with my phone.
Okay. Now I forgot where it was. Ah. We have arrived at what that policy ought to be. It is the opposite in many ways of usual promotional practice. We found that we had to rely upon the principles of attraction rather than of promotion. Let's see, not us, see how these two contrasting ideas, attractions and promotions, work out. A political party wishes to win an election, so it advertises the virtues of its leadership to an election so it advertises the virtues of its leadership to draw votes. A worthy charity wants to raise money for a person whose support can be obtained. Much of the political, economics, and religious life of the world is dependent upon publicized leadership. People who symbolize causes and ideas feel a deep human need. We of AA do not question that, but we do have to soberly face the fact that being in the public eye is hazardous, especially for us. By temperament, nearly every one of us has had been an irresponsible promoter, and the prospect of a society composed almost entirely of promoters was frightening. Considering this explosive factor, we knew we had to exercise self-restraint. The way this restraint paid off was startling. Its result It resulted in more favorable publicity of Alcoholics Anonymous than could possibly have been obtained through all the arts and abilities of AA best press agents. Excuse me. Obviously, AA had to be publicized somehow. Hey, Tony. So we resorted to the idea that it would be far better to let our friends do this for us. Precisely that has happened to an unbelievable extent. Veteran newsmen trained doubters that have they are have gone all out to carry AA's message. To them, we are something more than the source of good stories. On almost every newsfront, the men and women of the press had attached themselves to us as friends. In the beginning, the press could not understand our refusal of all personal publicity. They were genuinely baffled by our insistence upon anonymity. Then they got the point. Here was something rare in the world, a society which said it wished to publicize its principles and its works, but not its individual members. The press was delighted with this attitude. Ever since, these friends have reported AA with an enthusiasm which the most ardent members would find hard to match. There was actually a time when the press of America thought the anonymity of AA was better for us than some of our own members, did. At one point, about 100 of our society were breaking anonymity at the public level with perfectly good intent. These folks declared that the principle of anonymity was horse and buggy stuff, something appropriate to AA's pioneer days. They were sure that AA could go faster and further if it availed itself of modern publicity method. AA, they pointed out, included many persons of local, national, or international fame. provided they were willing, and many were. Why shouldn't their members be publicized, thereby encouraging others to join us? These were plausible arguments, but happily our friends of the writing profession disagreed with them. The foundation wrote letters to practically every news outlet in America setting forth our public relations policy of attraction rather than promotion. The and emphasizing personal anonymity as AA's great protection. Since that time, editors and rewrite men have repeatedly deleted names and pictures of members from AA copy. Frequently, they have reminded ambitious individuals of AA's anonymity policy. They have even sacrificed good stories to this end. The force of their cooperation has certainly helped. Only a few AA members, are left who deliberated break anonymity at the public level. This is brief in the process by which AA Tradition 11 was constructed to us. However, it represents far more than a sound public relations policy. It is more than a denial of self-seeking. This tradition is a constant and partial reminder that personal ambition has no place in AA. In it, each member becomes an active guardian of our fellowship. So I learned early on in AA that about anonymity, because one of my friends there, I mentioned something about that person in a post, and at that time I didn't know much about anonymity, and so when he said something to me about it, I got upset. Well, now that I've been sober long enough, I understand that that is why we have step or tradition 11. That's why I always say here, if you are a recovering alcoholic or you're an alcoholic looking for help, you don't have to be in the comments or the chat if you choose not to be. But I've also told everybody that if you are in the chat, there's that chance that your name will be out there. Some people are okay with it and others aren't. And that's totally up to them. So the only time I say somebody's name is when they're in the chat. Otherwise, I don't. Because I know a lot of people who are in recovery and have been sober for a long time, but they don't want people to know. And so that's why I've started telling people in the beginning when I started doing AA meetings. I made sure to tell everybody that that is how we're going to keep anonymity here in live streams. Is if you don't want to be part of the live stream, don't say anything in the chat. But liking and subscribing and hitting that notification bell for the next meeting, because most of my live streams are AA meetings. There is a huge playlist of AA meetings that you can go back and rewatch. But I don't want to put somebody else's name out there that is not okay with it. That's why I suggested that if you're not comfortable with your name being linked to AA, don't say anything in the comments. And so I encourage that. I don't want people to have other people going to them and calling them an alcoholic or anything like that, because that's not right. And so, my sponsor, she is very open about her sobriety. I'm very open about mine, and my sister's open about hers. Um, my sponsor has 15 years, I think. Maybe it's 13 or 14. Anyways, I'm 11. My sister just turned 11. And so, I am not shy on saying that I'm a recovering alcoholic, because that's a big chunk of my identity is being a recovering alcoholic. See, I was right. 15 in October. I thought so. I knew it was in October. But, having AA as a tool of staying sober and being able to voice that you are a recovering alcoholic, it might reach somebody that really does need that person to talk to about getting sober or feeling like they're going to go back out and drink, because, that is a huge possibility for people. Even if you have been recovering for 15, 30 years, there's still that chance that you'll go back out, and it's sad, but it does happen. But anyways, so that is why I don't say names. If somebody is in the chat, then I will say their name, because they know that they're the ones that I read off in the comments in the chat. So, yeah. What? I'm frozen? It's your phone.
According to my phone, yeah. There it goes.
It's because you're hooked to your Wi-Fi.
I'm not on my Wi-Fi.
Oh. And service isn't very good up here. Service up here, not good. You make a phone call and you blip, blip, what, yeah, Anyways, so personal anonymity, it's a good thing to learn. Don't go out and saying somebody else's name. That's why I always say to some of the people that I've helped, I don't say their name, but they know who they are if they're watching. But anyways, I think that's going to be it for the meeting. I threw my back out sometime last night, and so it's hurting to breathe in my lower back. Not good. So I think I might pull out my yoga mat and lay on the floor. And Ryder will be doing yoga with me. You definitely won't be helping me up off the floor. Anyways, remember, if you are struggling with alcoholism or any addiction, please get help. There's help absolutely everywhere. It is on a ship in the middle of the ocean. There's meetings. But yeah, and even if you don't understand the language, you know what they're talking about. So, but just know you're not alone. There are a lot of us out there who struggle and who have struggled and who are found sobriety as a better life. So, but anyways, I love you guys, and I want you to know that there's help. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Love you guys.